Subscribe และกดกระดิ่งด้วยค่ะและฝากกดแชร์ด้วยนะคะขอบคุณค่ะค่ะตอนนี้เรือได้ออกจากฝั่งแล้วนะคะค่ะนี่เป็นครั้งแรกของเรานะคะที่มาล่องเรือที่นี่นะคะครูซชมสองฝั่งวินเซอร์แล้วก็มิชิแกนนะคะวันนี้ลมแรงมากนะคะคนเข้าไปข้างในกันหมดหรือไม่ก็ขึ้นไปชั้น2นะคะลมแรงจริงๆท้ายเรือไม่มีคนเลยนะเข้าไปข้างในกันหมดเลยค่ะเพราะว่าลมแรงมากแล้วก็ขึ้นไปชั้น2กันเรากำลังล่องเรือนะคะนี่ค่ะขับที่ท้อยนะคะค่ะเราจะขึ้นไปข้างบนค่ะนี่ค่ะนี่ลมแรงมากเลยนะคะ
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the captain and the crew and Windsor Premier Cruises, I'd like to welcome you aboard the Castle. Additional direction will be given by the captain with the PA system, and the crew will assist and provide directions as required. On the starboard side of the main salon, starboard side is right-hand side of the ship looking forward. There are 75 passenger life rafts in the white cylinders on the port and starboard side of the wheelhouse. These are contained under compressed gas, and they can be deployed in a matter of minutes. For your information, the washrooms are located on the bottom deck of the ship. We will be commentating throughout the cruise, pointing out some points of it. We'd like to welcome you aboard the Macassa Bay, and enjoy your cruise. We make our way eastbound along Windsor shoreline. We're just passing by Casino Windsor. Casino Windsor opened in 1998 as Ontario's first permanent casino. Ships on nearby Detroit River to building white metal panel and blue-green glass and sail-shaped roof evoke a nautical theme. Casino complex is surrounded by landscape including water features that echo the main theme. Design totaling 758 rooms.
นี่ลมแรงมากเลยนะคะหนาวมากเลยนะคะวันนี้ค่ะนี่ค่ะเราจะล่องเรือ2 ชั่วโมงนะคะเราซื้อรวมอาหารนี่เป็นครั้งแรกของเรานะคะนี่ค่ะแล้วคือฝั่งของดีทรอยต์นะคะสวยงามมากเลยค่ะนะคะลมแรงมากเลยค่ะหนาวนะคะเอาแจ็คเก็ตมาปิดตัวค่ะท้ายเรือไม่มีใครมานั่งเลยนะคะแต่อยู่ข้างบนกันหมดอยู่ชั้น2กันหมดนะคะ
By family and friends and features an elaborate fountain with a small reflecting pool. It also contains a terrace garden, a plaza, a small bridge around the bay, and a functional sundial. The city of Windsor's waterfront, Windsor's riverfront parks located on the banks of the historic Detroit River stretches over 8 kilometers and offers a panorama view of points of interest and beautiful gardens and scenery. This entire waterfront from the fountain up to Hiram Walk transfer to the train ferry. Taken across the river and loaded on similar platforms to continue.
Typical.
Yeah, I was expecting that to happen. Come by. You want more coffee? You want more?
Windsor. Hiram Walker built a company town, planning and controlling a very facet, including religious service, police, and fire. U.S. became so popular that the American distillers began to get jealous, and they forced the United States government to pass a law requiring all foreign whiskeys to state their country of origin on the bottle. It was because of 1.5 square miles. The law was designed by Frederick Law Olmsted. He also designed Central Park in New York City. The law is actually larger than Central Park. This is the MacArthur Bridge. It was completed in September of 1923 at a cost of $2.6 million, replacing the original wooden bridge which was destroyed by fire in 1915. It was originally called the Belle Isle Bridge. It was renamed after American General Douglas MacArthur in 1940. This company operated from 1870 to 1955. As a group, the buildings are significant, representing a wide variety of early 20th century industrial architecture. The most notable single building is a 3-story building just further off there that has a white stone entrance. This was the former research laboratory built in 1902, and it's the first industrial research laboratory in the U.S. It was declared a national landmark in 1976. The building now serves as a Riverwalk Hotel, and other buildings in the area have been converted into condominium and housing complex. And you can see the large white canopy right next to us. This is the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater. It's named in honor of the music star who spent most of her life living in Detroit. This is a 2,000-seat amphitheater on the water in Detroit. All 2,000 seats face the stage on the Detroit River. The amphitheater has regularly scheduled concerts throughout the summer, which include music such as jazz, classic soul, and rhythm and blues. It was originally built as Shane Park Amphitheater, but was renamed in honor of the music star. They're more likely waiting out weather. Their next port of destination is Cleveland, Ohio. The ship is currently waiting on weather. As we said, the American Spirit is 1,005 feet in length. This is one of the largest ships in the Great Lakes, and it's been plying the Great Lakes, I believe, since 1978 it was built. Heavy construction being completed and refurbishing the walking area. And this is the 14th largest in the United States. And of course, right next to us, we have the Renaissance Center. Renaissance Center was developed by Henry Ford II. It was financed primarily by the Ford Motor Company. Construction started on Renaissance Center in 1973 and it was completed in 1977 with the 5 towers, followed later with the 2 smaller towers. Construction of the building was commissioned by former Mayor Coleman Young, and in its first year generated over $1 billion in economic growth for downtown Detroit. The building is currently owned by General Motors, who bought the building for approximately $300 million in 1996. Central Tower holds the Marriott Hotel. This is the second tallest skyscraper hotel in the Western Hemisphere and stands over 80 stories tall. The 5-story Winter Garden atrium was added to the Renaissance Center after GM bought the complex. The Winter Garden provides access to Detroit riverfront, and it also contains many shops, restaurants, and also holds a classic car collection. And of course, here we got the Port of Detroit. Port of Detroit opened on July 18, 2011. It was built to attract Great Lakes cruise ships. The facility also has a terminal building for processing international ships and international visitors. The Port of Detroit sees generally 2 to 3 cruise ships here every weekend. This is probably one of the busiest festivals, which is held every Memorial Day weekend. The Detroit Electronic Music Festival is the largest electronic music festival in North America. It attracts about 500,000 people to the downtown core of Detroit. And as we stated, there's usually some type of festival happening here every weekend. I know they had something going on Friday and Saturday. As you can see, it looks like they've just been doing something. Cobo Arena first opened in the early 60s and was home to many sporting and concert events in the 60s and 70s. Cobo Arena was later converted into Cobo Convention Center. And Cobo Convention Center is home to the Detroit International Auto Show. It's generally usually held every January, but I do believe they just held it here in the end of September. Detroit International Auto Show is one of the largest auto shows in North America. It attracts about 1 million people to the downtown core. People around the downtown core of Detroit. It runs on one of the only monorail systems in the United States. Bankrolled and built the bridge in 2 years. The contract had been given to the general contractor McClintock and Marshall and allowed for a completion date of August 16, 1930. 2 weeks later, after the Great Depression hit, forcing the flooding bridge company into bankruptcy to Lake Erie. The river is both a river and a strait being a narrow passageway connecting 2 large bodies of water. That is why the river was originally called the River of the Strait by the early French settlers. Detroit River is only half a mile to 2.5 miles wide and is right in front of us we have the new Gordie Howe International Bridge, the 5.7 billion Canadian dollar Gordie Howe International Bridge project is currently under construction. new bridge will provide a new crossing option in the Windsor, Michigan. The design-build phase of the Gordie Howe International Bridge project began in the fall of 2018 with a goal of opening traffic by the end of 122 feet or 222 meters. And the Canadian side is not quite there. Late fall of 2024
กำลังสร้างสะพานใหม่นะคะ
early spring 2025. More information on the Gordie Howe International Bridge, you can go to the Gordie Howe. Zug Island. Zug Island, it's not an actual island in the river. It's more of a shipping canal, allowing ships to bypass some. And just a few more points of interest here and a couple of ones that we forgot on the American side. If you take a look there to your left, you see the beautiful church or just train station. It comprises of a passenger train depot and a 13-story tower with a mezzanine office tower. This building was built in 1913 and at the time of construction.
ที่ในห้องน้ำนะคะลงมาห้องน้ำแล้วคือห้องน้ำผู้หญิงที่ห้องน้ำผู้ชายนะคะห้องน้ำผู้หญิงนะคะไหนนะคะ
Wall monument. It is a Canadian Vietnam Veterans Memorial. It was placed on the
ก็จบลงแล้วนะคะสำหรับนั่งเรือชมสองฝั่งประเทศนะคะของดีทรอยต์แล้วก็วินเซอร์นะคะ2 ชั่วโมงรวมค่าอาหารด้วยนะคะขอบคุณที่รับชมนะคะแล้วก็ฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กด Subscribe ด้วยนะคะเดี๋ยวเราจะมีวิดีโอใหม่ๆมาให้ติดตามค่ะขอบพระคุณมากค่ะบ๊ายบาย Thank you for watching ค่ะ